Still a nation. We are back. Funny thing, this particular video, we're talking about more of the Steelers' losses than we're talking about the things that the Steelers may have gained. But first and foremost, we have to talk about the unbelievable news, the biggest news of the day by far. Deshaun Watson has been traded to the Cleveland Browns. Yes, folks, the Cleveland Browns. Remember a couple days ago, the Watson team advised the Browns that they were out on him. Remember that? We talked about that. Now, seems as if Watson has had a change of heart. Clearly, it was about the money, and I'm going to explain that here in a moment, speak to that. But yes, Deshaun Watson is now a member of the Cleveland Browns. He will be another opponent in the AFC North that we, the Steelers fan base, are going to have to see twice a year. Now, the reports are the Browns gave up 3 first-round picks. Yes, 3 first-round picks, 2 additional picks for Deshaun Watson for a contract, 5 years, $230 million, fully guaranteed. Let me say that again. 5 years, $230 million, fully guaranteed. First of all, let's give a round of applause to the fully guaranteed contract to Deshaun Watson. Unbelievable. Listen, I've been saying for a long time, man, that these football contracts need to be guaranteed. Remember when Kirk Cousins got his 3-year, $87 million contract guaranteed? I remember saying way back then, I hope that was going to start a trend of either all, contracts becoming fully guaranteed, or at least bumping up the amount of the contract that's fully guaranteed. So clearly, Deshaun Watson's contract has set a new precedent, and man, kudos to his team, his agent, whoever was involved with striking this deal. And if you're Cleveland, guys, I really want to ask this question. Do you give up that much? I mean, Deshaun Watson is Deshaun Watson, but do you give up not only that type of money, the draft picks, 3 years? I mean, I guess it's consecutive years, who knows, but 3 first-round picks and you're guaranteeing $230 million. Let's not kid ourselves for just a moment. Listen, Deshaun Watson missed a year of football. He might not necessarily be Deshaun Watson when he's able to play again. And what's almost certain is that he will face some type of disciplinary action. Now, I don't know if it's fair or unfair. If he's not going to face any criminal charges, I don't think his NFL, suspension or what have you, whatever they're going to do should be so severe, but we know it's going to be something. What if he's suspended for the season? Then what? If he's suspended for the season, just imagine that, or a significant amount of games, then right there automatically, guys, again, that puts more time of him being away from the field. I don't know. I would have loved the Steelers to have, gone after Deshaun Watson. I wasn't really happy with the contract itself, what that would have had. Now we understand why the Steelers wasn't going to make that happen when you talk about that type of money. But I definitely don't know if I would want to have given up 3 first-round picks and that type of contract. I don't know, man. Sometimes you just got to move on and look for the next player. So again, before I dive into the other news, I'm going to keep saying this. The Steelers are in position right now to go best player available, draft up if they want, if they really like Malik Willis or any of the quarterbacks. Again, we all can debate whether we would move up or not. But at this point, if they like any of those dudes, and particularly Malik Willis, especially if you look at the skill set now that's in the AFC North, if they've identified him as their guy of the future, they could very well move up now with all of the, free agent acquisitions they have so far. Now let's get to that really quick, guys, and then I'll let you guys go. Well, all in one day, just like the title says, the Pittsburgh Steelers lose JuJu Smith-Schuster, James Washington, and Ray Ray McCloud, which I actually think Ray Ray signed yesterday, if I remember correctly. I'm not 100% sure, but they definitely, lost Ray Ray. Like I said, I can't remember if that was this morning or yesterday, but they lose 3 guys at the wide receiver position, JuJu Smith-Schuster probably being the most important, and that is significant. JuJu does sign with the Chiefs. They kind of flirted with that idea last season, and here you go. He's going to the Kansas City Chiefs, and we'll see how they utilize JuJu. It's going to be interesting, man, because clearly Tyreek Hill, and Kelsey are the main targets, and we'll see how JuJu fits into that mix. I don't know what's going on with the other guys, the Pringles of the world and those type of guys. I don't know, so we'll see. And shout outs to JuJu. I'm not gonna be like some Steeler fans I've already seen kicking him while he's down. Like, why are we doing that? This is a business. There's nothing you can say about JuJu as far as what his respect for the Steelers, his respect for the city, if you will, all that he did in Pittsburgh, coming back and playing in that playoff game. He didn't have to do it. He's been nothing but a loyal guy. You cannot fault this man for wanting to go elsewhere. Maybe his market, I didn't check it. I saw it, but I don't remember what his actual salary will be now. I don't know what his contract was. Why did I say salary? Thinking about work. But I don't know what he ended up signing for, but I'm sure he went with the best market, and you cannot fault a guy for that. And hey, he's going to get a chance to play with Patrick Mahomes and a team that, seems like they're right on the cusp of getting back to another Super Bowl. Granted, they need to make a few additions to the team. So you can't be mad at that. I'm not kicking JuJu at the moment because he left the Steelers. He did what he could with us, and it is what it is. All right? James Washington, I'm not going to miss him so much only because we didn't utilize him. So I don't really know what happened with that relationship between James Washington and the Steelers. I don't know where it went wrong. I definitely thought we would see more of James Washington in his career. I enjoyed James Washington when he was on the field. He made plays for the Steelers. I don't know what it was. So I'm not going to call him stupid. I'm not going to call the Steelers stupid or the coaching staff stupid. We don't know the truth. We don't know what really happened. We don't know the motivation behind it. But at the end of the day, James Washington was a second-round pick to me that we didn't fully utilize and didn't fully get the return of James Washington. And it is what it is. There's nothing you really can do about that. It is what it is. All right? Now, Ray Ray McCloud, man, interesting feedback that I have on, how I feel about this situation. I'm a little torn by this, man. Ray Ray didn't do much for the Steelers offensively, even though he was infused in the offense this past season, and he made some significant catches. Do you guys remember those tough catches that he made? Getting his head knocked off and still holding on to the ball on 3rd down and 4th down. I think in one situation, Ray Ray definitely upped his ante, if you will, this season. But where he made his hay for us, and what presumably is what I'm trying to say, get my right word right there. You would, kind of go into this thing thinking that you're gonna miss what he brings to the table in the return game, because Ray Ray was very consistent. Remember that. Remember how long we were looking for a consistent return man before Ray Ray McCloud. Ray Ray McCloud brought that to the table. Think about the first season he played for us and how many times he almost got into the end zone, or how many big returns did he have to flip the field. But again, even in the kick return game, quite often, Ray Ray was getting beyond the 25-yard line. So he kept it more consistent, and he kept us interested. We were more interested in seeing Ray Ray return kicks. And it had been a long time since we were concerned with anyone returning kicks. So we're going to miss that. And listen, he got $10 million. I think, what is it, 2-year deal, 10.9, I think it was. Steelers weren't going to pay that, considering what the Steelers, what they paid to have him on the roster. they were not going to pay that. So I didn't expect him to go out and make that type of money. So again, kudos to him. It is a business, guys. You know, it's NFL. You know, some call it not for long. You got to get your money and make your money while you can, while your value is still hot. And that's how I feel about JuJu Smith-Schuster. JuJu, I'm sure, did the best thing for him while he has some value, you know, so there you have it. And last but not least, hey, the Steelers actually signed Ray Ray McCloud's replacement right away. I forget this kid's, well, I don't forget it. I just forget how to pronounce it. So I'm just going to call him Gunner O, like I've heard other people call him. But this kid Gunner is from the New England Patriots. He was their return man, number 80. I've seen him play a few times. I can't speak so much for his offense, but in the return game, he's definitely had some big time splashes. I recall a game, I want to say it was 2020. I can't remember if it was 2020 or 2021. I think it was 2020, but he had a huge game against the Chargers. And I remember that because I actually watched that game. And he had a kick return for a touchdown, 70-yarder, I believe. And then he had another punt return that was like 50-plus yards. Then he had a touchdown, with a pass to him as well in that game. So he had a huge game. But what I see out of him, I did go back and watch his highlight tape of his returns. He has that it factor. Return men have to have that it factor. He seems to have it. He's very aggressive. The way he attacks his punt returns. And like I said, man, from what I've seen, I can't speak on what he's going to be in the future, but from what I'm seeing, it looks like we were able to get a really good replacement, and we did it relatively quick. So again, got to take your hat off to the Steelers, how they are handling this free agency. They're making a lot of moves, and I definitely think this is going to open the door for the Steelers to entertain a wide receiver in the draft. I don't know at what spot. Some people are already saying first round. I don't know. There's a lot of receivers. This class is deep. So I don't think they need to jump out the window in the first round. But again, best player available. But I definitely expect the Steelers to draft a wide receiver in this year's draft, because again, when you lose 3 guys, even if you don't expect some of these guys to start, it's still a depth piece there. And again, who knows if they're going to extend Deontay Johnson. So you definitely got to be looking for the next guy that can emerge and have significant playing time on this roster. All right, so that's all I got, man. And this update was a little bit longer as I look here, about 12 minutes, close to 13 minutes. So we'll go ahead and wrap this one up. But hey, definitely want to hear what you guys have to say. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Can't wait to see that. And I'll chop it up with you guys there. And if there's any other news that breaks over the weekend, we'll have some more updates. But outside of that, guys, if you haven't already, I'm going to remind you, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and cut on your notifications. All right, until next time, take it easy. Peace.